everybody. I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are on episode 63.
A special episode.
A special episode. We are backing up again. We promised we would be doing this. We have collected a ton of games between Gen Con and other things.
A yard sale for a game store. And
we've got more than we thought we would. So, I apologize now if this one's a little longer than the last few have been. I kind of warned you on the last one, but we're going to try and keep this brief.
And just remember while watching, we don't have a problem.
Anyway, if you would, please hit that like button for me if you like this type of video. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon if you want notification of any future content we put out.
Or if you want to follow us on social media, click the link below and there you'll find all the links.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so starting off with our our collection of games that we've bought recently.
I'd say easily half of them are Gen Con.
And it's about, I think, half and half. Maybe we actually paid full price. The other ones were
either yard sale, consignment store at the Gen Con,
or discounted at Gen Con, or
something.
What have you.
Anyway, regardless of
or
price,
free.
Or free.
So we're going to start off with one from the yard sale from our local game store. This is Microbrew.
This one is a little card game. Our good friend Jeff Knapp from Tabletop Toolbox has talked about this one many times. It is one of his favorite brewing type games. And I can see why he likes to travel with this one, because this is all there is. And there is some serious strategy in this.
Mm-hmm.
Ours came with, the one we found at the yard sale, came with these coasters, which are actually part of the
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, yes, thank you. Part of the Kickstarter that do not fit. We didn't have a box. I wish it had.
Yeah, I think it actually came with a big box.
It did. It upsets me that we
didn't get the box.
Yeah, well, it's whatever.
It was at a yard sale, so.
It was. I'll be honest, I'm afraid to open this because it took Greg to close it, and I could not get it closed, but we'll see. All right. This is just a series of cards. Throughout the game, you are basically trying to... Okay, so this, which is duplicated on one of the cards there, shows you your actions. It's a worker placement, and you get one little guy, and then later in the game you can get yourself a second worker to help put stuff out. Or you start with two, you get a third one later. And these are all the customers, and the customers want very specific types of beer. So you're looking at your recipes to get your types of beer and trying to match up your recipes with the guys that want them. Whether it be for a quick buck and it's passable but not exactly what they wanted, or whether you want to make them lifelong customers and give them exactly what they want. The game ends when when all 12 of them have become loyal customers. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-player game, by the way. I enjoyed it. You not so much.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was into brewing beer, I probably would have been into it a little bit better, but...
Yeah, and the theme is important, I think, on this one. Yes, like I said, I enjoyed it, but I also know it's not something that is ever going to come off the shelf with us. Mm-hmm. So, Jeff loves this game. I think he's been looking for a second copy to make it a 3-4 player game. So, see, this is why I didn't want to open it. I'll let you shut it. So we are going to take this out to Jeff when we see him next week, and gift this to him. There we go. Microbrew. I swear this is smaller than even the tin ones we have. The
Mint games.
The Mint games. Yeah, this is even smaller than the Mint games.
I think so.
I think the Mint games are a little thicker, which this could stand to be just a hair thicker. Anyway, Microbrew.
This one was free.
Yes.
This is Flip 7. This was a promotional game that we got when we bought another one of our games that we'll cover here in just a few. This is a game a lot like 21, how you are being dealt cards and you are trying to... Yeah, Blackjack. 21. It's Blackjack 21. Anyway, but you're getting cards dealt out to you, and if you can get 7 cards of different numbers, you get extra points. Yes. Or as you're getting dealt out, if you say, okay, stop, you're going to score those points.
Right.
But if you if you say hit me and you dealt another card and it's a duplicate, you lose everything.
So everybody starts with one card. Yeah. And then you basically go, hit me. And if you get a different card, okay, we're both still good. New card. Ooh, 12s are good. The key with this, though, that's a +8. So this would be nice. +8, the sum of your number cards. You get an extra 8 points based on the number. So
that's
right now,
right.
I would have 18
I thought there was a
points.
card in there, though, that you could have,
But
you could play it to another hand.
I think so, but
I might be mistaken
the big thing
again.
is it doesn't count toward my
Right,
7
right,
different. Or
right.
6, is it 7 or 6?
I think it's 7.
Maybe it is 7 because it's flip 7. But you keep doing this. The key is, the key
Makes
is
sense.
there are 12 12s in this deck.
And
there
11
are
11s.
8 8s. There are 3 3s.
And
so
1
you
1.
kind of know he's already got a 12. There's a good possibility he's going to get another one. So if he said to hit me again,
Now I
busted.
doubled up on the 8s, I bust.
He busted. You can keep going, but as soon as you have 7 different numbers, that ends the round. And you score the
points on your card,
sum of your
plus
cards,
the bonus,
plus,
whatever it
plus
was.
any bonus cards, plus 15 for getting all 7.
Yeah. And it's the first person to
200.
200.
Yeah. Yep. So you just keep doing it. I thought it was fun.
So yeah, so this is the promotional pack they
Yeah.
were giving out at the op.
Yes.
They were selling the actual game. I'm not sure what the difference is in the two games.
know.
So
I would be inclined to pick it up though. I'd be curious to play with more players too. So, but anyway, that is Flip 7. Fun little push your luck game.
definitely
Little
push your luck.
game. There you go. All right.
Next little card game we have is Explosion in the Laboratory. This is another push your luck game.
Oh my gosh, this one took a minute.
It has a really cool box.
I love the box on it. I do. This one is just a series of cards. That's all it is. Depending on the player count, you put out 3 of these cards. These cards determine point values, basically. But when one of them gets to the end of the line, that ends the game. So you are looking at, where'd it go? These cards. Here we go. So you're looking at these cards, and you're shuffling these up, and then you're dealing them out. And what you're dealing out, so you're dealing them out like so. You're looking at, the X does not count, but you're looking at the first number and the last number, 3.
Depending on how many of those are out.
Well, you're looking at these
Right.
2 numbers first. That tells you what card you're looking at. So I'm looking at card 3, right? No. The number of these that are out tells you what card you're looking at. Yeah, so this I'm
That's
looking
what
at
I
card
just
1.
said.
Yes. This is, I would be looking at card 2, and if there was, like, say these 2 were like this, and I'm looking at this, I'm looking at card 4. So you're looking at the card based on the exclamation mark icons,
And they all
and then
have
you're
a top.
looking at the first and last numbers from that. So I'm looking at 3.
On card 4,
So on card 4,
which is a red one.
number 3 is a red one.
Reds are bad.
Reds are bad. So I take this card and find the red. There it is. I find the red. Reds are bad, but the first red is okay. It's when you get the second red that's bad. So you got the red. Because you have to have red to make orange and purple, and that's the goal, because that's where your points are at, is in your orange, your green, and your purple. So then you do the same thing over again. You pick up all the cards, you shuffle them up, you deal them out. Oh, missed one. And you
Do it
the
again.
exact same thing. Well, this time I come up with a yellow. Great. Now I have a red and I have a yellow. I can immediately flip that over and make an orange. But I still have a red. I have to remember that. So I have an orange. I can quit now and just take the points right here and score them and be done. Or I can push my luck and go again. If I get a second red, I blow up. Or if I get a black.
Black doesn't mix with anything.
Black does not mix with any. Well, black is wild the first time you pull it. But it is not wild after that. After that, it makes you blow up. So it was fun. I lost again. I think I push my luck a little too far every time, but you know, it's whatever.
This took us a little bit to figure it out, though.
Once we figured it out, it ran really smoothly.
Yes.
But it's just trying to figure it out that was the tricky
The
part.
rule book on it isn't the greatest. It was really, I don't know, complicated to read.
We ended up having to watch a video and compare to the rule book, and between the two, we finally figured it out, but it took a minute. So, Explosion in the Laboratory, cute little deck, or not a deck builder, cute little deck of cards. Yeah, if you like push your luck games, this can be played anywhere. It's a cute little option. So, but yeah, done. All right, next.
Next, this is from a yard sale.
Yes.
This was Okey Dokey. This is a Hayashi Hayawa. I can never get his name correct. It's a old TMG game.
This one was a lot more fun than I thought. The idea with this one, everybody starts with a hand of cards. But there's also, you start off with these off to the side. So you start off with 5 of these, 2 in each row, 5 rows. And then everybody else has a hand of cards. The idea is there's 5 different colors, 5 rows. You have to be able to play out a sheet of music 10 long in each color. The key is you can't go backwards. So if I lay this 4 right here, we cannot lay anything below a 4 next to it. It has to be above a 4. So
until you reset.
If it's 3, I couldn't play it. I could play this 8.
But now you really screwed
yourself.
yourself.
Reset. So everybody is taking turns playing 1 card out of their hand to one of the 5 rows, and you're trying to play your low cards before somebody plays that 2. You want to make sure you get that 1 down. But maybe you have 3 1s. You can only play 1 card. So you're trying, and you can talk a little bit, but you can't tell people exactly what you have, because that would kind of spoil the fun. It is a cooperative game. So you're trying to get these cards out. But I couldn't do that because blue's already up here. So maybe on the next turn, I have these 2 cards in my hand. I'm thinking, all right, guys, I'm resetting this. Here's the trick, though. There's 10 of these down the row. You need 10 columns. You can't have more than 1 of these in any row or any column. So you can have 2 per row, 1 per column. So if I reset here, that's not legal. If this was here, I can't reset this one because there's already 1 here. We'd have to come up with something else to put there. And if we can't, we lose the game. I loved this game. We ended up playing it twice in a row.
And you bought this as a joke.
I did. I bought this as a joke because I have a friend at work who says Okey Dokey to me all the time. I literally bought this as a joke. So Chrissy, this is for you. Not really. I'm keeping the game, but I bought it because of you. So it was fun. I feel like we need to take this one with us just because it's a neat little card game we can play anywhere. But yeah, that is Okey Dokey. Fun little musical card game.
Hey. I've trained you well.
Anyway, next.
Next we have Next Station Paris. This is another Gen Con pickup. We talk about this a lot in our Gen Con
We do.
wrap up. So
This is it's a roll and write, or not roll and write, it's a flip and write.
Yep.
Very similar to all of the other Next Station games. This one has a couple different things. It has overpasses where you can actually have
cross
lines
over your
cross.
tracks.
So that's kind of cool. If you can make it work, it's really cool.
It has a center substation with all the
It's
shapes in
kind
it.
of a wild, and you can go in and out of there as many times as you need to, as many lines as you have.
Yep, and all the tourist attractions are
Wilds.
they're generic. They're whatever you want to put it as.
This is our second Next Station one. We really enjoy these ones. It's definitely going to stick around. Because again, it's one of those things we can pack this in the car and play anywhere. Play it while we're waiting on dinner one night. You know, it's that quick. So, but yeah, Next Station Paris.
This was also a Gen Con pickup, but this is out of the consignment shop, and this was brought to us from our son.
So we're walking around with a stack of games in the consignment store. We didn't have that many. We were picking up a couple things for Jeff. And Justin walks over and sits this right on top of my stack and says, here you go. You guys have to pick this up. They already have a copy. They want to play it 4 players. You have to have 2 games to play it 4 players. So now we both have a copy. So
we played it just the other night, and it wasn't a bad game.
No, it's not.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it was good. So I lost miserably, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. There is some meanness to it.
There is. So everybody starts out with a general deck of cards with all of your people. There are your royal palaces that are out. This is the goal, to build 2 royal palaces. So you have so many upgrade cards out, and then you are using resources in order to pick up your upgrade cards. So you have to spend whatever's up here in the corner. Your worker or your workers, your fighters, your army that you're playing out give you certain things. So the iconography on here is actually really easy. Mm-hmm. But as you pick these up, there are 3 different types of upgrades. You've got your places, and these stay out in front of you. You have your people.
Basically your instants.
These are instants, yes, thank you. These are instants. And then there was the blue ones, which are magic. We never actually saw any magic.
No, we never got any magic out because I got my 2 palaces built really quick.
You just do what it says on the card. But all of these, you're paying the resources on here. Some of them, like this instant, if you pay 1 gold, you get 2 stars. Well, stars is what you need to buy the royal palace. So it might be worth losing that gold to grab 2 stars. I mean, I thought it was pretty easy. Honestly, it was a decent game. Mm-hmm. I do like the fact that
everybody starts with the same cards.
Yeah, both players start with the exact same cards, and then there is an upgrade deck, and you can, as part of your action, you can choose to upgrade your hero, in which case you draw a card off the top of the deck, and then it tells you, like, this is an upgrade. Oh, nope, that's not the right one.
Those are heroes.
Oh, these are the upgrades.
Yes.
This is the great painter. Like, the painter upgrades to the great painter. And then, so I take this guy out of my hand. He's now in my hand.
And he gives you more stuff.
So the basis of the game is that each player is looking at their entire deck of cards and deciding who they're going to play.
What 3 cards?
Now, mind you, some of these require resources in order to do anything with. So I've got to pay a gold in order to activate him. So if I don't have any gold, there's no reason to play him. So I'm picking the 3 cards I want to play, and I'm laying them out on the table, and Greg is doing the same thing. Now, if it was my turn, I'm attacking, he's defending. We flip over the cards. Any cards he laid out of exactly the same card or the upgrade of the same card, those guys are out of play because they block each other. Anything else I have left, I can activate by either doing whatever their ability states, if you have an upgraded card, or paying the resource to get the other resources. So in this case, I would pay a star, pick up, 3 gold and a food, and then 1 gold and a leaf. So I'd get all my resources, and then I would have the ability to, if I wanted to, buy upgrades. Or a palace if I had enough. First person with 2 palaces wins the game. Simple as that. It was a fast game. I would be curious to play this 4-player, though. I think it would be fun with 4 players. It'd definitely add a new dynamic to it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good game. I enjoyed it. So I'm glad he stuck it on our pile for us. So unceremoniously, as he did. But yeah, that is Greedy Kingdoms. Not to be confused with Greedy Greedy Goblins. And we will hold on to it. Yep. There you go. All right.
Next is a garage sale pickup.
No,
this was a Goodwill because you still have the sticker on it.
Still have the sticker on it.
This is After the Virus. This is a 2-player zombie game.
Actually, it's 3. 1 to 3
Is
player.
it a 3?
Yeah, it's a 1 to 3 player.
Okay, 1 to 3 players.
It comes with 3 identical decks of cards.
Oh, that's right.
This is basically all there is in the game. It's 3 identical sets of cards.
Not the
and
plastic
tokens.
cases, though. But
the plastic cases did not come with it. It just came all mixed up in the box with no rubber bands or bags or anything, and I had to figure it out. So everybody has a player character. There's 4 characters to choose from. 4, 5, 4. And you have a deck of cards.
4.
And the deck of cards it's actually a couple of different things. You've got a stack of zombies that are sitting out, and you have the number of number 1 zombies as there are players in the game. So if you have 2 players in the game, you have 2 number 1 zombies. You have your starting deck. Each player comes with a starting deck of cards. So you have your starting deck sitting here. And then everything else is shuffled up and put up here out of reach, because these are ones you're going to have to pay for to get. And then throughout the game, you're drawing 5 cards like pretty much any deck builder, and you're basically doing what the card says. But if you have a zombie, you have to fight a zombie, or the zombie does damage to you. And there are some of these, like the leather jacket, destroy to prevent your next 2 wounds. Okay, I've only got 1 zombie out, but I don't really want to take a wound because the wound causes issues. But maybe instead I'll discard this one to kill a zombie for each prepped person I have. So if I had any prepped people in my tableau, I could just discard this crossfire trap in order to take out the zombie. And I would kill the zombie, so it would go back to my stack rather than into my discard pile. So there's a lot of terminology in terms of, am I discarding the zombie or am I killing the zombie? If I'm killing the zombie, he goes back to the stack. If I'm discarding him, he goes to my discard pile. He's going to show back up later. So I didn't really take him out. All I did was scare him off. But meanwhile, you can discard cards to start flipping cards over up here, and then you can pay you basically pay 1 card to put this card into your hand or into your discard pile.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But
Something like that.
Something like that. So you have the ability to get bigger and better cards that do more damage, that do things. So the idea is that you have to, well, no, there's different goals in here. The rule book has...
There's like 6 different adventures, basically.
There's 5 adventures. Each one has
a different goal.
2 to 4 different possibilities. So you've got a number of different scenarios here, and how the game ends depends entirely on the scenario. It's not a set ending. So, yeah. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at just how much fun we actually had with it. So yeah, that is After the Virus. We didn't talk about this one. My thought was it was going to go to the travel collection.
Yes.
That's what I bought it for. So that's where we will put it, is in the travel collection. But yeah, it's After the Virus.
And this is by the same people who did Terraforming Mars.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yep.
Anyway, After the Virus. Decent little card game. All right.
Next is a Gen Con pickup.
Yeah, a lot of these are Gen Con pickups.
With a box on wrong. So we have played this one. We've played this a few times now.
I've actually played this one a lot, yeah.
This is Cities. This is one of the hot games at Gen Con this year. It sold out.
It was. All right. So the idea with this guy, it has a King Domino.
Nope, wrong game.
Thought. Why?
This is the wrong game. That's the next game.
They both have a King Domino vibe to them. That one definitely
This
does.
one doesn't really have a King
Well,
Domino
in terms
vibe
of
to it, I don't
matching up
think. This is a city, kind of a city building.
This is a city builder where you are matching up your tiles. You build a 3x3 grid. And I think that's where I got King Domino.
Okay, I'll give her that.
So you're building a 3x3 grid of your city. You start with 1 tile. Everybody has something very, very similar. The only thing that might be different is the colors of their buildings. Then you play through 8 rounds and you are building off of that. Your initial one can be anywhere. It can be up in the corner. It can be in the middle. It doesn't matter as long as it is no bigger than 3x3. So you have this board out in the middle of the table. Plays 4-player. Get all the stuff out of the box. You have this board out in the middle of the table that shows you 4 different options on your turn. So here's your board. And then there is a tile right up here that gives you your bonuses for the round and some of your goals for the round. And then everybody also has potential scoring cards that you pick up. So every round, each of these spots is filled with stuff. You've got your scoring cards. You've got your city tiles right here. You've got
decorations.
Decorations, park and water decorations, or
you call them items. What'd you call them in the podcast? There you go.
And then you've got your buildings down here. The very last spot is all hidden. That's why there's question marks. This one is upside down. It's upside down. You show one up right side up, but the other's upside down, and these two are left blank.
Because you draw
And
them.
then you get the first player marker. So you're drawing blind, but you get the first player marker next round. So the key to this, everybody has 4 little workers, except in a 2. I think they give you more than that. You have options in lower player counts to do more, I think. We've never played it 2-player yet. So we'll see. The key to this, though, is that you can only pick one thing from each row. So if you've already picked your city tile, I don't care how much you want that other city tile, you can't have it. It belongs to one of the other players. Same up here. You can only pick one. Pick one, pick one. So you have 4 turns per round, 8 rounds total to build your city. At the end of the game, you score off of whatever bonuses you managed to score. Like this was this was a promo tile that came with the game when we picked it up. Had Indianapolis on one side, Essen on the other. And Indianapolis is, for instance, 4 buildings of exactly 2 building pieces high in a square to represent the convention center. So you want to have 4 of your city tiles with your buildings on it. So as you're picking up these buildings, you're putting them, and you can stack them as high as you want on your city tiles here to make your buildings. Of course, I would grab a color I don't have. Okay, there we go. So you would just stack them on there to make your buildings. If I had 4 of them all in a square, then I could claim. Where'd it go?
Too high.
I could claim, 2 high, 4 in a square. I could claim this first one and get 5 points. 5 points at the end of the game. Next person to do it would get 3 and then 1. 4-player game, somebody isn't going to get it. We have really enjoyed this. Matter of fact, we were playing this at Gen Con. We sat down to play it with Matt and Kat late one evening. And we're literally looking over the rules. First time we've played it. We're looking over the rules, and this guy comes by. We're starting to set up. He comes by and goes, "Oh, can I take your picture while you're playing?" And we're like, "Sure, but we're just now starting to look over the rules. It's going to be a minute." He goes, "Oh, I can teach you." Turns out he worked for Devere. He'd been teaching people all day long how to play it. So he taught us very quickly. We started to play. He took our picture, and off he went to enjoy the rest of his evening. It was fun. But yeah, no, we've really enjoyed this. We've played it quite a few times now. So anyhow, that is Cities from Devere. Yeah, great game. Very much enjoy it.
Okay. Next we have another hot game apparently at Gen Con that we didn't even know about until that morning.
Yeah.
But this sold out pretty quick as well.
did.
This is Middle Ages.
This is the one that definitely has the King Domino feel.
Yes, it does.
Because you've got a series of tiles out in numeric order, and these are beautiful tiles. They really are. So you've got this series of tiles out, number of players plus 1, and you put them out in numeric order across the board, and then whoever's turn it is gets to choose which one they want. But then on the next turn, you have 4 rows of these. The next row, you're moving down and picking up the tile you have to put into your city.
And activate it.
Into your fiefdom.
You fiefdom and activate it.
That's where the King Domino feel is, because you're moving your person down based on your position in the row and grabbing that tile.
And those go down by whatever number's on the back
Right.
in order.
Right.
Yes.
Whereas King Domino, the good tiles were the higher numbers. This one, the good tile. Oh, no, the good tiles were the lower numbers. Or no, maybe it was the higher numbers because you always went last if you got a good tile.
The cathedral and the
Cathedral
the church and the palaces were always
higher
at the
numbers,
very
yeah.
end,
Yes.
at the far ends. And those were the ones that could upgrade the different
Yes,
spots.
those are where you really got your money. So you're collecting points, i.e. money, with every move you make. Everybody has their player board out, and I love the puzzle pieces of this, but everybody has their player board out like so, and these pieces fit in. This one is, what is this? This one goes right here. These pieces just fit in very nicely to the board, and each one of them are like, see, I couldn't even put this here because it doesn't go there. and you just keep building based on whatever pieces you're buying. And then every time you buy a board, or every time you buy a piece, you get points and you do some special action. We've talked about this
Slide it in there.
a bit on other avenues.
Talked to us about this on the
podcast
and on the Gen Con wrap-up.
Yes, yes. So,
Check them out.
super good game. I really enjoy this one. We've played this one a lot too. And it plays fast.
Yes, it does.
Half an hour. We're done.
Yes, and they mean half an hour.
Yes,
no
they
matter
do.
how many people you got, because it's all pretty much simultaneous.
Yeah. It is.
Pretty close to being
It's not
simultaneous.
simultaneous, but it is
It
very
might as well
fast.
be.
Once you get yourself moving, it goes very quickly.
Yep.
So anyway, that is Middle Ages. Fantastic game from Hachette and Studio H.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Next is from the Gen Con consignment shop.
Yes.
This is Luna. This is an older Stefan Feld game. I have been collecting a lot of the Stefan Feld games because he is one of my favorite designers. This is one of his. This is a... It has a little bit of area control in it.
Yes.
It has worker placement in it. It has a little bit of take that in it.
Yeah.
And resource management.
The islands kind of gave me an Altiplano feel.
Kind
but
of, yeah.
But the movement in Altiplano was a lot different than this. This one you had to have specific actions available to you in order to move.
Yes.
To move islands. But essentially, just the main board. So yeah, you've got islands all over the place. Oh, and even the main
board's on
wrapped
the
up.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all wrapped up.
So these are all wrapped up. I'll show some pictures. So the main board has, it's your temple. I think it's the temple. And there are pieces around the main board that you can go and claim to build in the temple. And then that is where your area control comes in and where your take that comes in, because you're kicking people back off. Now, on the plus side, people are getting their workers back. So yay.
Well, some of the area control comes out on the island because
Yeah.
if you're on the same island as the
Priestess.
as Luna
Yeah, as the priestess.
is at the end of the round, you're going to score the more
Right.
more points.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really interesting. It was a lot thinkier than I thought it would be when we first started looking it over. But yeah, that is Luna. Very interesting game. I really liked this one. I like this design. Yeah.
Beat out Castles of Mad Kingdom.
No.
Would doesn't Castles of Burgundy? No, doesn't beat it.
I have to play both of them a little more.
Next, it's all about the ducks. This was actually a buy at a store at Hitherto during the Lacerda day we were at.
Yeah.
And you had played this not on the 24, but back in
At
the
the
green room of the
24.
24.
Yes. This one is
Ridiculous?
It's not ridiculous. It's fun.
It's okay.
You liked it. Don't give me that. All right, so everybody has their player board. This is your player board. And then everybody gets little ducks that you put on your player board. Oh, how did I get that many pinks? And you're supposed to pull them out of the UFO one at a time, so you can't rearrange them. See, there's a UFO. You're putting these ducks out. The idea is that,
There's cards out.
yes, so this is all card play. You get 3 turns per action. But these are the goal cards. There's 3 of these out on any given turn. And you are trying to match one of these cards with the design on your duck, on your player board. You have 3 cards at a time. These cards give you your actions. It's like you can abduct a duck. Like this one says okay, wow. Yeah.
Abducktion.
Abducktion. Remove any 2 ducks that touch horizontally or vertically from yours or an opponent's board, then shift all remaining ducks downstream. So say all this was all filled up. I want to remove this guy and this guy, because then I would move all these downstream, and look, I have 4 pink ones in a row. I get this card. Your turn ends as soon as you take a card, though. You can only take 1 turn per card. So if this was my very first action, I'm only getting 1 action this turn. But guess what? I just gained 4 points because I have 4 pinks in a row. So
But then you got to get rid of them
then I have to pick all these guys up,
and throw them back in the
move all
UFO.
my ducks back upstream, throw all these back in here, and then start pulling more ducks. That's not supposed to happen. The other one's down.
I see it. I'll get it later.
Okay. But then you pull out the rest of the ducks again. You're supposed to pull one at a time, not a handful, and you fill your stream back up. I think it is a cute game. It is a brain burner in terms of figuring out, that was a super lucky pull.
Yeah.
But figuring out how to make some of these patterns work by using cards that let you swap ducks. Like there's a card that lets you literally move 4 ducks in a circle on your board. Or to pick up all of one color, pick up all your white ducks. You just choose your color and move everything up. So you're trying to get the ducks into a pattern of whatever's out here so you can claim the cards. And you might be working on it for a couple of turns and then somebody else takes the card. That's happened to me a couple times. But we enjoyed
It happens
it.
to everybody.
It does. We enjoyed this very much.
It's hard to get the ducks out, though, when...
Well, you have big fingers. I don't have a problem.
I got 2. You got like 6.
You're only supposed to pull one, though.
I know, but I'm just saying I was trying to grab as many as I can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, 2 more again.
Yep. Well, see, you play it right then. But super fun game. I really like this. There is an expansion to it that adds...
Oh, let me get the duck.
Oh, yeah, get the duck. Thank you. We don't have to try to remember it later. Super fun game. Played it at the 24 while there was another game going on, but because of the size of the ducks, I knew darn well it was not going to show up very well on film, so we didn't end up playing it on film. But yeah, that is Abducktion. Just a cute, fun strategy game. So yeah, cute. Anyway,
Next is, this was the consignment shop.
Yes.
With the lid upside down again. This is Anomia, a party game, and it's practically brand new. Only one deck has been used. This is the party edition, so there's multiple decks.
So we played this one for the very first time at the 24 last year, 2023's 24-hour marathon with Jeff. Jeff brought this out. It is one of his favorite party games, and we laughed so hard at this game. So the way this plays, you've got a stack of cards in the middle of the table, or a couple stacks depending on number of players and how far apart you are. But you're drawing one card, you're putting it down in front of you. Type of cloud with the purple squiggles lines. The next player is drawing a card, eating utensil, but look, the symbols match. Didn't plan that. So as soon as you have a set of matching symbols, the person who pulled eating utensils is looking at this card and trying to scream out something that matches a type of cloud. Meanwhile, I see this symbol got pulled. I'm trying to scream out eating utensil. Fork. Great. I get this card. And then it moves on to the next player. And it just keeps going like that. With eventually, you're going to end up with multiple cards on top of each other. And then, so say we have, let me look. Okay, so there we go. So this is what it is. Chick flick versus foreign film. Well, okay, he's probably going to be able to yell out a chick flick long before I'm going to be able to yell out a foreign
Why am I going to be able to yell out a chick flick for faster?
Then I'm going to be able to yell out a foreign film?
I don't know.
The Notebook. Anyway, so he yells out the Notebook.
You stole that from me.
I did. He gets this card, but now sour candy is up. And that is the symbol. So if somebody else at the table has a circle up, well, now I'm trying to get fictional character while he's trying to get a sour candy. So these symbols just keep popping. It is so funny. We've had a good time with this. We've played it once since we bought this version, and
yeah, Doug and Mary really liked it.
I lost miserably. Again, I lost miserably. It's fun. I don't like party games, but this one was just...
Yep. This one Jeff brought to the 24, and I'm like, we'll play it. It's no problem. We'll play this, and we loved it.
So funny. Anyway, yeah, Anomia. Great. I mean, it's worth a lot of laughs. Absolutely worth the laughs. All right. Next.
This was actually an order we got from Noble Knight.
Yes.
This is Explorers of the North Sea. This
was the last of the North Seas we were missing.
Yes. Because we
So-
originally got the small box of this, and then
Yes, we ordered the small box.
yes, and we bought the big box
We'd-
for it. Because
Okay,
we've been
so
buying the big
We
boxes for
recently
them.
got onto this kick of ordering the big boxes on these because of the expansions and how they will not fit into the small boxes.
Well, because South Tigris is all
Well,
big boxes.
The South Tigrises were all in the big boxes, and I wanted them all to match. So we broke down and ordered all the big boxes for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went ahead and ordered this one with it, knowing we were eventually going to get the game. So we got on a Noble Night, and sure enough, they had the game, so we ordered it too. No, we don't have a problem.
Nope.
Anyway.
Nope.
Yeah.
We don't have any problems buying
So-
games.
No, we definitely do not. So this one, I've liked the Shem Phillips games better as they've moved along.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure I would like this one, but we ordered it anyway. I really like this
Yes,
one.
I like this one. This was a lot of
I
fun.
really like this one. I loved and again, some of this is from Big Box. The trays all came in the Big Box. This is one of the few that has a good insert. So everybody has their little player pieces, and you start the game out with one board out. So there's my board.
And you just check, see which one you want.
Right, there's multiple boards, and they're all pretty much different, the same. This one has some islands already on it. Yeah, they each have different kinds of islands on them. So you pick one of your starting boards, and out it goes. Throughout the game, you are putting out islands. See, that's not a
can't
legal
match.
placement. I'd have to go like right here, or over here, or whatever. All of your information, all of the land pieces have to match up. You can't just have a land cut off in cliffs.
Yep.
It doesn't work. So you're trying to do that. Meanwhile, you are hold on. Meanwhile, there are little icons, if you can see those there. Those look like sheep to me. There are little bitty animal icons on on each tile. There's at least one.
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting these out, and you're putting, in this case, a sheep out. Then you're taking your little boat.
Which starts off with 2 workers.
Yes, you're taking your little boat, which starts off with 2 workers, and you're going to pick up the sheep. And you can't just pull up to the island and expect the sheep to come to you. No, you have to get off the island and go push the sheep onto the boat.
You have to get off the boat onto the island, not get off the island.
You have to get off the boat.
Get off the
to
island.
Go, shush. You have to get off the boat to go push the sheep back up onto the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd stop and make sure I said that right. Anyway, and then at that point, your second worker, well, he can stay on the island if you want him to. Because if you stay on the islands, if you have 3 workers on there, eventually put
A hut.
a hut. I don't remember exactly what they're called. But you have to have 3 workers there to do it, and these are each worth 4 points at the end of the game.
Outposts.
Outpost, thank you.
I
Put
knew
an
that
outpost
wasn't
there.
correct.
And again, it's kind of an area majority because you can't have outposts. Each physical tile, you put the outpost down at the corner of a tile. So I'd have to
As long
put
as
it
the island's
right here.
matched up.
This island does not match up at all. So let's pretend they do. But you put them down at the very corner of a tile. Nobody else can place one here, 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 here.
On any tile that touches
anywhere.
the 3 tiles that
Those
the
3
outpost is
tiles
on.
that's
So it kind of has a Catan feel.
but worse. Catan, you only have to go 2 spaces. This is,
And
you
it can be
can't
on the
touch
same tile. You can't even be on that
Yes,
tile on
you
this one.
cannot
Yep.
touch the tile again. So it gets very hairy as to where can I put it and be on an island because you want to get those out.
And it has boats that you can raid.
Yep.
Because some tiles come out that have ships on
Yes.
it. Like this one.
I was amazed how much I really enjoyed this
Yeah.
one. I really did. So I can see this one getting some more plays.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, that's right. I was going to say, what are we missing here? But
We're missing the
expansions.
expansions
Yeah.
for it yet.
Because it gives plenty of room for the expansions in this thing. So that'll be something on our hunt list when we're traveling.
Yep.
Anyway, Explorers of the North Sea, a great addition to the North Sea saga. All right.
Next, we got a game that we didn't need.
Yes,
we
did.
already have it.
No, we did. Yep.
But
yes.
Root Shirt Guy decided we had to have it and decided he needed to buy it for her. And that is the Colossal Cat in the Box.
I should have brought the other one over so you could see the differences. We played this the other night. It has some new expansions, so it's not like it's a complete reprint of the original game. It has expansions, but this is what I wanted. This is the first player token, and these are the tokens that go on the board. Look at those. Look at how nice and big those are. They're fantastic. They're nice, big, chunky. Love them.
The game plays no different.
So, no, it doesn't really. Well,
it has some expansions.
The expansions basically change how you're putting your pieces out here.
You're right. There's different boards now. Mm-hmm.
So this is the string theory. So the strings connect everything around it. And I thought that was an interesting take on it. And then there's the Doppler effect there on the flip side of that.
Right.
Did we need it? No, probably not. But did I want it? Heck yes, I wanted it.
Yep.
We've talked about this one before, back in the seas, so I'm not going to go back into this one too badly or too much. But I think it's fantastic, and I love that. I love the jumbo pieces. It's just so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So if you're wondering who Root Shirt Guy is, go to our Gen Con wrap up. We explain all about him there.
Yeah, a good friend of ours from Phoenix area that comes out for Gen Con. We met at Nice Tower West. Short synopsis. There you go. All right, that's Colossal Cat in the Box.
Next was another hotness at Gen Con this year. That is Gnome Hollow. This is even what the balloon sculpture was made. The op sponsored it, and they did a Gnome Hollow.
Yep. All right. This guy has a lot of pieces. We're not going to get out too much, but I know you were going to want to show them the fancy boards, so I will get
I
that
showed them at our Gen Con wrap up. It's in the Gen Con wrap up.
I'll show you very quickly. See, look, fancy boards. Oop, there are two pieces stuck together. The boards are magnetic. So, love it. Anyway, I wonder if it works if you flip them over.
Nope. No, you got to have the magnet down.
Okay, I wasn't sure how far the magnet went through the piece.
No, it's probably just a small magnet on the end of it.
Is. So the basis of this one is you start with your base tree and you are putting tiles around the tree to make these fairy rings.
With mushrooms in them.
With mushrooms. And you're getting resources based on the mushrooms when you close the ring. And you're using those resources to sell to the market, which is right here. And then you get points based on, like, if I have 5 red mushrooms, I'm going to get 4 points. Simple as that. If I have, where'd it go? 6 purple mushrooms, which are hard to get, I'm going to get 15 points. So I'm going to shoot for purple. But the mushrooms are coming out on these hexagon tiles. And each round you have to lay 2 tiles. So you're picking 2 tiles off of the center board and you're laying these down into your rings. So I loved it. It's
it was a lot of fun.
Tiles. I'm anxious to play this one again. So hopefully we'll be able to get this one played again soon. But yeah, it's a good one. I'm not going to go too far into it because
we covered it on
we did cover it on the Gen Con wrap up a little bit. This is one of those games that I would not mind doing a full playthrough of. If that is something you would like to see, please let us know. Because it would not take much encouragement to get us to do a full playthrough of this one, I think. So, same with some of these others. Same with any of the games, honestly. If you see something on any of our videos that you would like more information on, I have no problem doing playthroughs. I just want to make sure it's something people want to see.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that is Gnome Hollow. Fantastic pickup from Gen Con. Looking forward to playing a lot more of it. But that is staying. All right.
Next was another yard sale pickup. This is Holi, Festivals of Color.
Yes. Okay. So I've wanted to play this one since Mark and Jess got it. Our former co-hosts on the podcast got this several years ago, a few years ago. It just looked so neat. And I'll show some pictures because I'm not going to try and put the board together. But it is a 3D board made up of plastic levels. You have 3 levels. Boom, boom, boom. And then everybody has their player pieces that you have a set of cards, and the game ends when one person's out of cards. You have a set of cards that says, and you have a couple to choose from each round. It says, okay, if I'm standing right here, I am throwing color. If I can get 3 of them, I am throwing color into, yeah, so there we go. I'm standing right there. I'm throwing color right here if I'm on the bottom level. The rules change a bit if you're up on higher levels. I'm not going to go into that right now. So on your turn, you get to move. You can move to any other unoccupied space on the board on your level. There are ways to go up to the next level, and then you start throwing pieces out and they start drifting down.
If nothing's underneath
If nothing's under them, right. So here, like I said, I'm standing right here. I would throw pieces out here, here, and here. Nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. Here, here, and here. The idea is each of these pieces is worth a point at the end of the game. You want to spread your colors out as much as possible.
And you can cover other players'
Yes,
colors
you can cover,
up.
and they still get their points from it. It's not like they don't get the points from it, but you can go on top of other people's colors. You just can't stand on them, that's all. So, yeah, super interesting game. I very much enjoyed our play of it. You don't hear a lot about it anymore, unfortunately. So I'm not sure where it's out there, anyway. But yeah, that is Holi, Festival of Colors. This is based on a real festival in Europe somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. Does it say?
Does it say on the back?
Every spring, celebrants gathered and spread color and cheer during one of India. It's in India.
I was just say I thought it was
Most
India.
vibrant festivals. Yeah. All right, but yeah, very fun game. All right,
And finally, we get to the bottom. This was actually a surprise from you to me.
this was a Gen Con pick, or no, I'm sorry.
not
This
Gen
was a
Con.
Goodwill pickup.
This was a Goodwill pickup?
I found this at Goodwill for $4.
Wow. This is HerStory. This is a game I've told her, there's been plenty of times I've picked this up on the shelf and I'm saying, there would be another game I'd want.
And I love the games from this publisher, because this is, these are the guys that do Trekking.
Yes,
Trekking
it is.
series. So I love the games from this publisher, but there was always just something else we wanted.
Yes.
So, but how can I beat $4? Each person has
Their own
their own
storyboard.
storyboard. And then throughout the game, the main board is a
Player mat.
beautiful player mat. So that comes already mixed in the
That
board.
has these cards that go up on it.
And then you get all these different biographies of various women through history. Alice Coachman lived from 1923 to 2014. She didn't have access to organized sports because she was black and female. Instead, she trained in the fields around her. She broke the high jump record while competing barefoot in the Amateur Athletic Union's Women National Championship and won 10 national championships in a row. In 1948, Alice Coachman high jumped her way to an Olympic gold medal, the first black woman to ever win one.
Nice.
Did you know she was a spokesman for Coca-Cola and the first black woman to earn an endorsement deal from an international product? So you have these fantastic biographies of various women throughout history laid out here, and you get to pick them up. Now, here's the deal, though. You can either pick up a biography, you can pick up one of these tokens down here, and these tokens basically are your resources.
Yes.
These are the resources that you have. So you can pick up tokens down here, and you can pick up the token and you put it onto your storyboard. Or you can pick up Alice Coachman and you put her over here in your draft. You are currently working on the draft of her life.
Her chapter.
Her chapter, yes, thank you. The chapter of her life. There you
Yes.
go. So those are your two options on your turn. Or you can discard. If I have a whole bunch of research tokens over here, like on her, I need things I'm not going to pull out of the bag. I need a bunch of light bulbs and I need a bunch of speech bubbles. And they all have various terms in the game, but they're light bulbs and speech bubbles.
Yep.
If I had enough 3 light bulbs and 4 speech bubbles, doesn't matter how many tokens I need to fulfill that, I would discard all of those tokens, throw them back in the bag. Actually, no, they come out of the game. I don't even think they go back in the bag. And then I would be able to write Alice Coachman's chapter into my book. And I put her down as the first chapter on my book.
Yep.
Now, and actually, no, she goes in as the second chapter because the first chapter is something else. You get a different card to act as the base, don't you? Because I remember it became the cover of your book. Or it's this.
It's right here.
It's that's right. So
No,
it
it goes to the first chapter, yeah.
And then at the end of the game, when I've got all these different biographies, all just lined up here, I've got 8 of them up there. At the end of the game, the idea is that you can take all of these, flip them over, put your player aid on the top, and now you have this beautiful book that outlines all these people in history. I enjoyed this much more than I thought I would.
And some of the cards too have little powers that you get.
Yes,
that once they're into your book, once you've written the chapter and put it in there, you get to use.
Yeah, like here, Georgia O'Keeffe's. She was she was the judge that just passed, wasn't she? No. Who am I thinking of?
We thought about this last time. Yeah.
Painter and American modernism icon. Okay. Who am I thinking of?
I know who you're thinking. Just keep talking. Oh, there she is. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Okay. But you can see why I thought that. Just looking at the picture. Looking at the picture, that's why I thought it. Anyway. So yeah, some of them have special abilities on the bottom. I don't know why I was surprised. I love their other games. I love the trekking series, which we'll get to when we get to the T's. But this falls right into that line with how good it is.
This is one that I'd always been very, very... After we played Votes for Women, and I really liked that one. And then this one, I've got a thing for the historical games because we have... what is it? Freedom Underground Railroad too, that we really like.
It's a good one. I would highly recommend this one if you are homeschooling, if you for a classroom, a history class. Fantastic game.
Have them read the back of the card and learn a lot.
It's a great one. Anyway, that is it for this episode. I'm sorry if we droned on a little too much. I tried very hard to keep it brief.
And remember, we don't have a problem. We can buy games whenever. That's not a problem.
No, we have no problem buying new games. But I promise the next one will be back to normal, 8 to 10 games.
Until then, we'll see you at the next one.